Well, good morning. It is Thursday morning. It's around 10 a.m. The temperature is sitting at 30 degrees, and the first snow falling in Boise is occurring. I'm meteorologist Vin Crosby with the Weather Show at Vin Crosby here on YouTube. We are looking at a little band of snow working its way across the Treasure Valley. It will coat the ground. Some roads could be slick initially, but then overnight tonight we'll see a changeover to possibly rain in some spots and warm air moving in that a lot of the accumulations are going to melt. But boy, there could be substantial accumulations for areas of the mountains, the ski resorts. The roadways looking pretty slick on I-84 out in the west, and I have all that information for you coming up right now. Before I get to the maps, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button at the bottom of your screen for me. I would certainly appreciate it. All right, we have some snow across the region, and you can see it's really green and darker shades of green, setting up around Caldwell, back down towards Nampa, into the southwest corner of the Treasure Valley. Parma getting into it, Homedale getting into it. This is all snow, and it is moving towards the east, just on the doorstep of Meridian, getting into Eagle. It'll be in Boise shortly, and as you can see, it's inching eastward. It's not moving quickly eastward, as the snow really is taking its time to get organized, and that's because it's a developing warm front, which kind of doesn't make sense with the cold air in place, but warm air overrides cold air, so it's way up above us, and that effect helps bring precipitation that falls in the cold air, hence the snow. So we can see that coming on through Caldwell and across the region right now. So let me go to the current loop. Let me stop it right here and give you the current picture. There it is. Pretty narrow band, but the heaviest is right down here, just in the southwest corner of the state along the Snake River. And around Marsing, it looks like they're getting some good bands of snow with some of the heaviest snow bands right now. And wouldn't you know, I have some friends down there with the Rising Light Ministry. It's a great ministry for youth, and they are on the way of getting me some pictures to get and show you what's going on around the Marsing area. So that's what I'm waiting for, and you'll see that pop up here on your screen. But the Rising Light Ministry, if you want to make a last of the year donation to a great nonprofit, this group has been growing a nice steady pace. Look at the just encouraging youth to find healing, hope, purpose. It's a Christian ministry, but I'll tell you what, they've got the horses. They've got a gentleman named Paul Perez who comes in there, and there's Paul right there. And Chris and Ileana. They are just a wonderful little ministry out there in Marsing. Very safe. The horses are great. They do a great job with kids of all kinds of ages. And the horses are great with special needs kids. So if you want to go and even as a family, just go visit out there and have some time around the ranch. They're all about that. I highly would encourage you to do that. All right, so we'll wait for that picture, but let's go and check out some of the stuff that's going on, like the radar loop here. Right there is our radar loop, and you can see the very latest here as it's inching its way across much of Ontario back into Caldwell. Traffic cameras right now, Caldwell, you can see it's just starting. Let me see if I can refresh this. Just starting to pick up an intensity here. And there's your latest. A little bit more snow on the sides of the roads. The good news here is that temperatures initially are going to be around freezing, so those side roads are going to get a little slick in spots. And then the temperatures are going to rise, and so anything that falls this morning, it's going to be our typical Treasure Valley snowfall, where the accumulating snows melt during the afternoon and the evening hours. Matter of fact, it's going to get warmer a little bit overnight tonight as this warm front moves on through. Remember, it's a big dome of cold air that's on top of us now, and then the warm air is on top of that, and it's inching its way or chipping away above it and making its way down towards the ground. And when the warmer temperatures finally get in down to the surface, we'll see that snowfall on the roadways melt. But I'm looking there underneath, looks like in Caldwell, at I-84 in Caldwell, around 10th Avenue. I can see the 10th Avenue Road getting some snow on it. So let's go and take a look at some more cameras along Interstate 84. Snake River, I-84, Snake River. Look at that. That's probably what it's looking like out in Marsing right now. You can see it really coming down. Big flakes of snow. And the road, as the temperature's 30 degrees, south wind, very light. That's around 2,100 feet. So things are getting a little dicey if you're heading along Interstate 84 going back towards the west and across the region. And as you can see around Meridian, not much going on right now, but the flakes of snow will start falling very shortly. As you can see, the clouds starting to increase from the west across the region. Roadways looking good in Meridian. Let me show you a couple of forecast loops. This is one of sleet coming across the region, but the one I want to show you is this one. I want to show you this because it shows a real good definitive line of where the warm front is. Right there. See that right there? As it kind of moves on to the north over northern Idaho, there's your warm front coming on through with periods, and we're kind of just on the tail end of that. And that's why we're getting the precipitation, most of it back across Canyon County, and then getting into Ada County, and eventually sliding to the east. But look at this. Not a whole lot of it expanding east of Boise. It's almost like Ada County is your cutoff line, going up into Boise County, and then really nothing over there by Sun Valley. All the snow will be falling around Bogus Basin, getting on up north into Tamarack and McCall, and then back up into Valley County, up around Brundage as well. Really good depiction there of the snowfall. And then this loop, I think it may be a little bit underdone, if I can find it. Here it is. So this loop is snow total, and you can see that we're looking at 1/10 of an inch to maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow, but it's not picking up the snowfall down around Marsing and that. So this is a little bit off, but it does do a good picture in the mountains. So a little off in the Treasure Valley, but a good picture in the mountains of where the snow is going overnight tonight. And we get some yellows up in there. So you're talking about 6 to 8 inches of snow going up towards McCall, getting up around Highway 55 as we go through. And up around I-90 in northern Idaho, coming back towards Washington, going across Oregon, getting into western Montana. You can see heavy amounts of snow there, especially in the Cascades. Look up here around the pass. Snoqualmie, I love that word. Some nice reds coming up in there and oranges. So you're looking at a foot of snow up there in the higher elevations with this coming on through. Coffee drink ready? All right. Let's go and check out a forecast map. Where is it? Here it is. I'm going to back away. Take the radar off. We're going to put on a forecast map of showing the snow totals. There's your observations. The blue number is dew point temperature. The other number around Nampa there, like right here, 32 degrees on Garrity Boulevard, but the dew point temperature is 32. That means it's snowing there right now. And it's starting to come up around Amity Avenue, around the airport over there on Happy Valley Road. Back out in Marsing, 28 degrees with the snow coming down pretty heavy. And then back up towards Ontario. Let's see. Yep, 30 degrees still. So some pretty slick roads around New Plymouth, Payette, Fruitland. Yeah, pretty much across much of Ada and Canyon County. Going to be pretty slick. Let me take those observations off. And let's talk about some snow forecast put on here by my good friends over there, National Weather Service. They've been doing a pretty good job with this. So this is going into 11 a.m. and about an hour and a half or so. That snow that's back in Canyon County will move east. You can see that if we go in for a closer look right here, Boise by 11 a.m. looking at least a dusting to an inch on the ground at 0.26 inches, just about a quarter of an inch of snow accumulation. Eagle coming in with 0.32 inches. Meridian coming in with around 2/10 of an inch, so it'll be coming down pretty good at this point. Nampa coming in with around 0.31. Caldwell a little bit more, up near ½ inch of snow coming down on the roads. We're seeing that now. Homedale getting almost a ½ inch of snow by 11 a.m. and Parma closing in on 3/4 of an inch of snow. Marsing, where it's really coming down right now, this says 0.2 inches by 11 a.m., but I think they should update that because it looks like they have a ½ inch on the ground, if not an inch already. And we'll see that picture coming on soon from my friends over there, Rising Light Ministries. Up in the mountains, inch of snow falling down around Bogus Basin. You get around Hidden Springs. You get about 0.32 inches of snow there. 0.32 inches of road on the snow, or snow on the road, whichever makes sense for you, which is scary. Horseshoe Bend, love Horseshoe Bend, one of my favorite places to drive in. 0.44 inches, and of course up there in the higher elevations, 1.5 inches of snow. And this is all by 11 a.m., by the way. Banks getting into some snow, 1.19 inches of snow. Crouch getting into some snow with 0.83 inches. Garden Valley getting into some snow. Almost an inch of snow coming on down. All those wintering elk, they're going to love it there. Higher elevations along Highway 55 getting into snow, of course, over 3 inches of snow by 11 o'clock this morning. Real slick travel if you're going up towards the north, going in towards Cascade, where you'll see about an inch or so by 11 a.m. coming on down. But West Mountain Road out by Tamarack, you're looking at some 1 to 3 inches of snow by this time as we come a little north going up towards Donley. Look at that, Donley getting in over an inch of snow. So some pretty good snow is coming across much of the region. And then Tamarack's right in about here, so about 2 inches of snow, but it's really going to come down during the day today, and most of these ski areas in the higher elevations will get well over 6 inches of fresh new snow with this little warm front. Again, warm air overriding the cold air at the surface, providing us the snow. 1.21 inches around McCall. What a beautiful area. And my friends over at Brundage getting good snows. This is going to be a great snowstorm for them and Tamarack and even Bogus Basin as this system continues to move on to the north, the warm front, if you will. And so this is all by 11 a.m. back towards Baker City. Going along Interstate 84, you'll run into some snowy conditions between Baker and Pendleton, that's for sure. And let me pull this away here and then give you a little update going in towards 5 p.m. this afternoon. Now notice the snow really enhances as it presses towards the north and the east, and that trend will continue across the region. I'm going to make sure that this is actually recording. It is. That's good. Hate to do all this talking and not have it recording. So with the snow moving towards the east, you can see we do have now some yellows, some reds, and oranges across the region. We can also see that a bubble, if you will, forms of dry air going into this afternoon around Boise. So I think as this initial area that's out there right now moves on through, we'll see, snowy conditions, snowy roads, especially on the grassy areas coming on through, and then it will dissipate and then move towards the north, as most of the precipitation this evening will move towards the north. And then back to my forecast. So by 5 o'clock this afternoon, in another 6-hour period from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., about 2.5 inches of snow falls up around Bogus. So could, again, good 3 inches of snow by this time, or maybe 4 inches up there at Bogus. Payette, look at this. 1.5, 2 inches of snow coming on in down northwest of Caldwell. Let's go in for a closer look, see what that nice little orange area is. So this is at the Payette County and Canyon County line, going up along Interstate 84 by Sand Hollow. Notice getting into it as well. Looks like they're going to have snow on the ground. So all these areas are going to have some snow on the grassy areas, snowing pretty much on and off all day in Nampa. and then it all kicks towards the north and the east. Again, notice not much east of Boise. Very little going east of Boise, 0.12. I heard a ding, so I'm guessing that is a picture for my friends over here in Marsing. The Rising Light Horse Ministry. Oh, here they are. Oh, coming down pretty good. Horses covered in snow. Look at those horses covered in snow. Courtesy of the Rising Light Horse Ministry. So they got the winter coats on. They're fine. They're not in danger at all. Got the hay out. They're eating. Life is good for those horses. But as you can see, it's coming down. Big old flakes coming down quite a bit. Picking up probably close to a quarter of an inch to a half inch of snow right now. There's that beautiful road that they're on. I mean, just gorgeous country. Even if you want to go out there just to experience the scenery, they would be more than happy to have you come on out on their property. All kinds of cool animals. They got goats. They've got chickens. And, of course, the horses. Chris and Ileana. And there's another great picture there of the corral across the region. Alrighty. Oh, let's tell you, thanks. You are on air right now. I'll post this in the next hour. And the reason for that is Vin's got to shave and take a shower. You don't want to see this face. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, back to the forecast map. National Weather Service, good friends over there. And yeah, let's go back up north, Idaho. You can see that this is pressing towards the north and east. Again, by 5 p.m. this afternoon, look at all the good stuff up around McCall. So McCall picking up another 2-3 inches of snow this afternoon. Higher elevations, close to 5 inches of snow. Have to believe that Bogus and Tamarack will get into that as well. Here down towards Donley, you can see 3.28 inches of snow coming on through. So right up here around the peaks of Tamarack, around 4 to 6 inches of new snow this afternoon. All these ski areas loving it. Back down towards my friends here at Bogus Basin. They too getting into some great snow this afternoon. About 2 to 4 inches new snow on top of what's already fallen. So snowfall coming down pretty good as we go through this afternoon and this evening. And then as we go into the overnight hours, 11 p.m., you can see most of it gone as far as snow totals. But also notice another band of 2 to 4 inches of snow coming on in. 1.11 inches. I love that. I wrote about that in my book, Rain, Snow, and Hell, a book about weather in the Bible. You can get that on Amazon. Check it out. The 111 thing freaks me out. There it is again. All right. So back up in the higher elevations around Lucky Peak. So snow-covered mountains coming on through. And this is in the overnight hours. Now notice too, back up along 55, another band of moderate snow coming down, going right on in through 11 p.m. Around McCall, another 2 to 4 inches possible. Brundage getting some heavy snow. So ski areas up here are going to really love it, with more snow coming. So now that puts you over like 10 inches of snow, I think, in some of those areas up there around Tamarack and Brundage. And then 1.16 inches back around Payette. And, of course, Sun Valley getting into it eventually as the warm front expands towards the east. The mountains up around Stanley, they're going to get in that nice mode of 4 to 8, maybe 10 to 15 inches of snow when this thing is all said and done. If you're traveling down US 95, unfortunately not the best of travel days. I know a lot of students wrapping up finals and heading down for the Christmas break. Dangerous conditions today, tonight, and as you'll see, going on into early tomorrow morning. Still snow falling across the region, lingering showers. But I would hold off definitely, if they can, hold off until tomorrow afternoon. Come on in Friday afternoon rather than this tonight. Roadways will be in much better shape as the warm air presses to the north across the region. So that is the way things are shaping down. I did want to show you this nice new map I have. My friends over at Plymouth State College, Plymouth State University. I went to Plymouth State College. It's now changed. But this is a really good map that they put together across the region. I'm going to go in and zoom in on the northwest. Give you a little bit better idea of the precipitation type as it comes on through. So this is what we're seeing now coming on through, going into this morning from the early morning. So let's take one more jump here. So there's the warm front kind of forming across right in through there where that kink in the isobar is, and developing and moving to the north, and all this snow is moving on through southwest Idaho, Oregon, and western areas of Idaho. This will continue to press towards the east. As we go into the next frame, this brings us in through this afternoon. And this afternoon, you can see that band of snow with the rain back across the Columbia River Gorge. Rain, of course, west of the Cascades. In the Cascades, all snow. And let's just keep clicking along here and see what we can go to. And then this afternoon by 5 p.m., you can see a pretty good moderate band of snow now, the darkest shades of blue, even some sleet and freezing rain in that pink pocket. And then, of course, the rain as the warm air starts to really move on in across much of the region. Here, high pressure off towards the east. That'll block a lot of the snow from moving east. p.m. And then this will get us to Friday morning around 5 a.m. where you can see most of the precipitation has pressed towards the north. We should get an increase in wind too at this time from the southeast and southwest direction, pressing on to the north, getting up into the Cascades and back across many areas of the northwest. Alrighty. We did it. Alright, so let me start this up again from the beginning. You can see the snow in the northwest. Time up here is in Zulu time, so I'll talk you through that. Here we go. There's today's stuff in the northwest. Now watch. It all disappears tonight, going in towards Saturday morning, nothing. Sunday, we're going to start to see some precipitation move on through in the 22nd. Look at that. That's around Monday. Sunday into Monday, a little band of blue. And here comes another band of blue. Christmas, there's some blue. That means snow. And then the day after Christmas, still some flurries. And then boom, around the 27th, this is like the 26th, the night of the 26th into the morning of the 27th, maybe, more snow. So it looks like a good Christmas break for ski areas coming across the region as we see bands of blue just kind of skirt the area. And then boom, going in towards the 26th and 27th, we see a little bit more snow coming on through. And then, of course, you can see the mess across other areas of the country. There it is. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode, an update on the snow. And boy, take it easy out there. If you're traveling from the north around Moscow going on down 95, watch out today. You may want to put off your travels until tomorrow when some warmer air moves in and a lot of the snow and ice on the roads melts. That's the Weather Show with Vin Crosby. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That subscribe button is right down below.